Before ending up doing Dragon Orb, I put up a poll asking you guys whether I should make a video for this or Fairies first. And honestly, I was expecting Dragon Orb to blow Fairies out of the water, but it was incredibly close. At the time of writing, it's a 52-48 split with 643 votes. Very close, very cool, and a surprising number of people who voted. So, thanks guys. Let's give Dragon Orb a go. This is a medium-sized map, and in my opinion, one of the most aesthetically pleasing maps in the game. Gorgeous. Well done, developers. This map has a lot of things going on. We can play as either red in the northwest or blue in the southeast, while in the underground we find the two unplayable colors, tan and green. We're not gonna concern ourselves with those, as we won't venture into the underground at all in this playthrough. Instead, we're going for the alternative win condition, the Dragon Orb, aka Sphere of Permanence, which is one of many orbs on this map, alongside the elemental orbs, Orb of Vulnerability and Orb of Inhibition, which can mostly be reached by going through one of the two types of two-way portals, guarded by black dragons or green dragons. Two of the orbs can be reached on foot, the Orb of Firmament and the Orb of Inhibition. The Orb of Inhibition is the least in reach if you ask me, as you have to walk through a lot of desert to reach it. Not optimal. I'm guessing this map as a whole is a reference to Dragon Ball or something? I don't really know, I never watched it, but it sounds a bit familiar. Anyway, so all we have to do to win is to beat the green dragons in order to reach the Sphere of Permanence and just pick it up and win? Seems pretty easy, right? Wrong. The sphere itself is guarded by 26 gold dragons, in one single stack. So a slightly more difficult fight than about 7 green dragons. Yikes. Luckily, we have a lot of options. There are a crapload of chests we can use to level up, a wide variety of artifacts laying around, a few of which are static and dragon themed, hill forts to speed up army progress, mercenary camps in each of the playable starting zones, a bunch of Griffin conservatories, mostly in the northeast, pyramids in the eastern desert to learn tier 5 spells, a dragon utopia, if you're brave enough, Pandora's boxes, and dragons. Dragons are everywhere, even guarding the desert resources, so be on alert when playing. And a whole lot more stuff as well. This gives us endless options. I'm gonna run you through a couple of the strategies I tried before landing on the one I eventually went for. Originally, I was gonna play as blue, get a couple of levels of mage skill to get slow and blind, build a cloud temple and use the nearby hill fort to upgrade giants to titans, take out the black dragons to get the Orb of Vulnerability, then head for the Sphere of Permanence and use slow plus blind to continuously keep the gold dragons blinded and slowly whittle them down. The downside? It takes way too long to get enough army plus spell points, and the pathing becomes very suboptimal, so this strategy had to be scrapped. Next up was a Diplo strat, playing as Rylan and diploing as much as possible on the way to the gold dragons, as well as flagging the rampart dwellings near the neutral town in the middle. The problem? I didn't have nearly enough of an army to take out the gold dragons, as well as pretty bad stats, since I didn't really do any real fights, which made me underleveled. 26 gold dragons really is a big challenge early. So, what did I end up doing? A bit of a combination. But for once, I think I'm actually gonna just go into the gameplay without spoiling too much. This is a really cool run in my opinion, as I combine a bunch of previously used strategies. This means we're playing as Red and Kier. Check. Gold bonus for all, as I need gold, as usual. Check. For the first time in history, probably, you viewers are going into this blind. Good luck to us all. Remember to like, comment and subscribe, or even become a channel member. To reach the seed I want, I enter the southeast Witch Hut guard fight and reset a massive 18 times. Now I leave the dwarves in town and collect gold from 2 chests to the south. This gives me enough gold to hire a second hero, Elishar, who takes the remaining dwarves and buys out all the available centaurs, before heading directly for the mercenary camp. Day 2, Kier gets gold from the 3rd nearby chest and heads further south for the water wheel gold, as well as the gem pile next to it. Using this, Elishar can recruit the giant in the mercenary camp, which will end up in Kyr's hands soon. Not bad. I then prepare to take on the Cerbri blocking the path to the hill fort with Kyr, which she only needs the giant from Elishar to do. Hopefully. It's very possible to do the fight with centaurs as well, not losing very many, but if I can do it with just the giant, why not? Auto loses, and these dogs do quite a bit of damage and have no enemy retaliation, so it's not as straightforward as I would have liked. In theory. But as long as I stay in the starting battlefield hex, I should be fine. After getting boxed in by the Cerbri, I can just quick combat for the finish. Easy peasy. I then set up for the next day by keeping only one centaur on Kyr and the rest of the army on Elishar, who uses his last bit of movement to move towards the hill fort. And Kyr can even pick up a gold pile while also staying in range of Elishar for the next turn. On day 4, I upgrade the entire army at the hill fort and trade the now Titan over to Kyr, who autos the Archmagi guarding a couple of chests, which are used to level up Kyr to level 4, getting expert archery and advanced logistics. After a quick stables visit, she even has the movement to auto the Evil Eyes and heads back northeast after this little round trip to the south. The next day, she gets the army back from Elishar, and I make a big mistake by skipping the Tree of Knowledge, which gives a free level up on this seed. But oh well. Next on the menu, Medusas. My strategy here is to move the Titan into full damage range to draw the Medusa attacks and hopefully minimize Centaur and Dwarf casualties. This doesn't really work, but it was worth a shot. At least the full damage from the Titan speeds up the fight a bit. It is what it is. After 5 turns of Centaur slaughter, the final Medusa has no shots left, and the fight is over. Minus 14 Centaurs? Not my greatest work. The goal is to get the +4 defense shield guarded by the Beholders, so I apply a different strategy this time. Still walking forward with the Titan, but also with the Centaurs after waiting. On turn 2, I can place my Titan next to the Beholder stack and then hit the Evil Eye stack with the Centaurs, which will make the Evil Eyes move to hit the Titan instead of the Centaurs, for some reason. This makes the fight relatively painless, and I can safely get the Buckler of the Knoll King afterwards. The reason I needed the extra army is for the Magma Elementals. If I didn't have enough army, they wouldn't join. And I want them to join. 19 free Magmas, and I even get a few chests for the taking, netting me expert logistics. The dwarves are then dismissed for being too slow. Elishar, meanwhile, heads for the ore piles to the north. Day 6, and we have made no great progress, but Kyr gets Diplo from another chest before she can just about reach town again, making fast with the Titan. Elishar gets the ore, and ends the eventful day. We get some gold from a weekly event, which is necessary for me here, and Elishar gets some wood as well. Now, I can afford a mage guild and a spellbook. Kyr is getting set up for greatness here. Bringing the army along, she even gets more XP from a couple of chests, getting advanced diplomacy, before using her enormous amount of movement to go further northeast in order to take on some battle dwarves. These will join if you have expert diplo, if I remember my practice runs correctly, but are now easily autoed. It's week 2 already, and we get some trees joining our cause. Using this diverse and mixed army, I take on the first of 4 Griffin conservatories. The positioning is to bait the Griffins in to hit the trees over the Centaurs, as I want to use them for bait later. The Titan hits the Royal Griffin stack, which goes in for a hit on the trees, blocking the Titan's ability to shoot later. The Centaur 1 stacks are used to keep the rightmost Griffin stacks away from my power stacks, and the big Centaur stack is kept hidden away. From here, the strategy is simply to hit a lot with the Magmas, Titan and Dendroid soldiers, slowly whittling the Griffins down. Due to Kyr's 11 defense, my beefy boys are extra beefy and can tank quite a few hits. Unfortunately, I have 3 different factions in my army and no morale boost, so I do miss morale sometimes, but that's a price I'm willing to pay. I can never really go in for hits with the Centaurs due to the Griffins' 2 retaliation ability, but I don't really mind. After a few turns of hard hits from my big boys, I secure the victory. losing only a few creatures, but getting 2 angels in return, as well as leveling into expert Diplo and basic air magic. I can then immediately go for the next conservatory, which auto wins in great fashion, so I just accept, getting advanced air and 2 more angels. On the 3rd conservatory, auto loses an angel, so I have to do it myself. A bigger conservatory this time, 150 griffins. The strategy this time is to not lose angels or the titan. The trees and magma elementals can be sacrificed, no big deal. So I just go in for hits with basically every stack, not caring too much about retaliation due to Kyr's high defense stat. Luckily, the griffins are mostly drawn to the trees, and to a lesser degree, the magmas, which makes this fight quite safe for my valuable stacks. In the end, I lose nothing of value, level up into expert air, and get 3 more angels. Nice! I head for the 4th conservatory and dismiss the magmas, which would have been the fate of the trees too, if they survived. The next day, auto just demolishes the conservatory, which nets me basic wisdom as well as 10 angels in total. Very nice. Now it's time to head south. On the way, some more griffins are disposed of, and some nomads are in my sights. But I need some spell points first, so I make a quick visit to the magic well before expert Diplo does its job and recruits the nomads, and I also get the Greater Null's Flail. Not too shabby. If I had about 1,000 more gold, the vampires could join as well, but it is what it is. I want the XP, so I fight them anyway. 2 quick angel hits, and the vamps are down. Easy. I see a green hero, but just ignore them. Side note, the nomads remove sand terrain movement penalty as long as you have at least 1 in your army. Very handy here. The green hero smartly runs away, and I prepare to take on the Dragon Utopia. Very scary. Auto wins, as this is a small Utopia size, but loses every nomad, so I have to do this manually to keep the Sandwalker ability in my army. 3 dragon stacks go for the big nomad stack, while the green dragons go for a 1 stack. I then take retaliation on the greens with a nomad, defend with the other nomads, retreat with the titan, and then get a massive angel hit in on the green boys, killing 4. The upgraded dragons go for the titan, and the angel finishes off the green dragons. The reds then lose 4 in retaliation after attacking my angels, and the upgraded dragons again go for the nomads after I defend with everything. The gold dragons are then disposed of, and the final red dragon dies to a retaliation as well. The black dragon could take out an angel, as they would probably do more than 14 damage, but they instead go for a nomad, which lets me finish off the fight without losing any angels, any titans, and still having 2 nomads left. Perfect. Kyr levels up into advanced wisdom, and the rewards are great for this Utopia size. Mostly. The Helm of Heavenly Enlightenment is amazing, the Equestrian's gloves are okay, but the 2 other, they're kinda useless. 20,000 gold is amazing as well. I then immediately head for the nearby pyramid, checking my XP to make sure I haven't messed up. This fight is very quick with the tanky angels. Blink and you'll miss it. Okay, it wasn't that fast, but it was still very quick. And the victory secures me expert wisdom, which allows Kyr to learn the pyramid spell, which of course is Dimension Door. Using the 20 spell points I got from the magic well, I can Dimension Door back to the well, and then to the Greater Basilisk to the south, which all join for a modest fee. And then I can do the second pyramid. As you can imagine, this fight is equally easy. This time, the pyramid teaches Kyr Implosion. Very handy for the gold dragons. On week 2, day 5, Kyr DDs south directly next to another magic well, getting up to 90 spell points. Now she has the Sphere of Permanence in her sights. In her way are the green dragons, but due to expert Diplo and a good amount of gold, all 6 join. With our extremely diverse army, we head into the portal. I make sure to stop by the Sandals of the Saint for some extra stats before heading for the goldies. Some chest XP also nets me tactics, which is the final piece of the puzzle. The 2 other chests are completely unnecessary to get XP from, but I had the extra movement, so why not? I get rid of the nomads as I don't want even worse morale. After splitting up the basilisks into 1 stacks, it's final fight time. Auto is absolutely demolished. Yikes. Am I in trouble here? Let's give it a real go. Using the terrain, I position my army in a way to not get my angels hit by the gold dragons for free. I expect to lose the green dragons, but at least I can tank a couple of hits. The plan here? Well, implosion and angel hits, using everything else as bait or retaliation fodder. 4 greens are dead immediately, but I respond with a 3-kill implosion and another kill by the Titan. Everything else defends. A bit more of the same the next turn, but all of my green dragons are down already. Not great. I implosion the gold dragons for 850 damage, and the Titan fires off another lightning bolt. The difference this turn, I take retaliation with the basilisk and eventually get a nice swing in with the angels, leaving 15 goldies alive. They take revenge on my big basilisk stack, and I reply again with an implosion, move out of the way with the Titan, take retaliation with another basilisk, before the angels inflict massive damage yet again. The goldies get a morale, so I decide to take retaliation with the soon-to-be dead Titan. Now, it's mano a mano between the dragons and the angels, but due to my superior numbers and stats, it was never any doubt. The angels get me the victory. Kier finishes at level 16, the sphere is acquired, victory is mine. In 12 days. Pretty good, pretty good. 394 score and gold dragon rank? Not bad. I reflexively just don't enter a name for the high score, as I had a million practice runs for this, so red it is today. Can this be improved? Most likely. The hill fort trip I'm sure someone could optimize out, but overall, I'm satisfied. The run was really cool. I got to do a bunch of mini strategies ending up in a pretty fun and cohesive run. And that's the most important part for me. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, I would really appreciate a like, comment and a subscription, or maybe even channel membership. I hope to see you next time, and that you have a might and magically good day. Bye bye. As always, a huge thank you to all my channel members, as well as an extra special shout out to my Ballista channel members, Escubani, Lika, Van Lunis, Rick Vissout, and Kat. I appreciate your support so much.